Hi everyone, so today's video is going to be about obsessions, and as I've mentioned in a couple of videos of mine recently, my obsession at the moment is bronzers or bronzing highlighters, various different types of bronzing stuff basically. So yeah, I'm going to get started and show you how much I actually have got, because I've got so many, and every time I go to the shops, and I always seem to end up drifting towards them thinking, oh that's nice, not realising, oh yeah, you've got actually loads at home and you need to stop. So I don't know why I keep buying them. I guess it's because I love the whole glowy kind of look, the kind of look that can give a bit of colour to your face, that kind of fresh look, instead of when you wake up in the morning looking a bit pasty or feeling a bit pasty, or it's looking a bit dull outside, you feel dull. It's enough to give a warmth to your face, a glow to your face, and various different things. So I'm going to show you all the bronzers that I've got. And what I want you lot to do is I want you guys to tell me what your obsessions are at the moment as well, whether it be by through a video response or just commenting down there and saying what your obsession is and why you have this obsession as well. Because there's no point just saying, yeah, this is my obsession and not explaining yourself. So I think that I've given enough of a reason as to what my obsession is. Like, even at the moment I've got about 3 or 4 bronzers on my face. Okay, so got so many I don't even know where to start. Alright, I'll show you 2 that I've shown quite recently. They're both by MAC. They are from the new To The Beach collection. Refined Golden, and this is just Golden. Refined Golden and Golden from the To The Beach collection. These are both permanent products as well. The only difference between Refined Golden and Golden is that this Refined Golden's got a lot more of a shimmery kind of sparkle to it, whereas this one is a little bit more matte, but still with a kind of same satiny sort of finish, and they look pretty. Another one which I got quite recently is Benefit's Hoola Bronzer. Looks like that. It's a very kind of a matte, creamy-ish brown. It's not a really strong brown. You can barely see it on my finger. But I have been using this a lot for contouring. I probably don't use it for anything else other than contouring. I love the fact that it's so creamy to blend. It's not a creamy blush, it's obviously powder blush, but I love the way that it just kind of glides on. It's easily comes out. Like one of my bronzers, this one, which is the Natural Dazzle Compact by Barry M. I've got issues with this one. Right? It looks like that. You can see it's almost barely been used. You can still see the Barry M still written on it. And I don't know if that's because when I first used it I had greasy, sweaty hands or something, but none of the colour comes off. So, and it's got that kind of weird look to it. Can you see? It's gone weird. Maybe if I spray it with some Fix Plus or something, the colour will start to come off. But I don't like bronzers which are so difficult to work with, which is what I find with this one. I end up having to scrub my brush over it so much to the point where my brush is going flat and I'm not really getting much colour from it. When I've tested it out in the shops, it's not a problem. So I'm thinking maybe it's just mine. Maybe I need to kind of scrape off the top layer, because something weird has definitely happened to it. Another one is my Gosh Giant Sun Powder. Now this one is probably more of a highlighting kind of bronzer. I wouldn't really call it a simple straightforward bronzer. It is obviously absolutely massive, and it looks like that. So it is like a giant sun basically, as the name says. It's like a really goldeny, shimmery, see, shimmer. Shimmer. Love this one as well. I've used it quite a lot, but I mainly use this as like an accompaniment to any bronzing product I've got on my cheek. I use it as a highlighting bronzer. Another one similar to that is Bobbi Brown's Shimmer Brick Compact, which is the bronze one. And it looks like that. I'm sure many of you have seen it. Again, it's a very shimmery kind of bronzer. I use it a lot of the time as a highlight, but I use it as a bronzer as well, like on the cheeks, like around that area. But I generally use like another colour underneath, like a blush, and then I kind of put this over the top if it's a similar sort of colour, like I'm using some sort of brown. See, again, very shimmery. It's that one there. So this That's the Gosh one, and the one next to it, that's the Bobbi Brown one. Really like this one. It is quite expensive. I think it's about 30 quid. Don't know if I would repurchase it because I've also got this one that I showed you the other day, the Me Shimmy Shimmers. Me. And it looks exactly the same. Same sort of colours. The only difference is that one you can pick up a lot more on the Bobbi Brown one than you can on this one. That one is a little bit darker when I've swatched all the colours. So the first one is the Gosh one, the middle one is the Bobbi Brown one, and the one on the end is the Me one. So as much as I am obsessed with bronzers, they are all kind of varying in colours, because obviously all brands do their own different styles, different types, and whatever it is. Another one which I really love is my NARS Casino bronzer. I don't actually own the Laguna bronzer. I might buy that next because everybody loves it so much, but that one is a slightly lighter version. This one is obviously a little bit darker, so it's great for people who have got darker skins. It looks like that. Really like products which are powdery, if that makes sense, because I like not to have to work my brush into it so much that it's an issue to try and pick up the product. That is what I love about that, and that's obviously the problem I'm having with the Barry M one. This one is quite a dirty kind of brown, a darkish brownish. It does remind me a lot of the Benefit Hoola bronzer. The only difference is the Benefit one is a lot more matte than this one. But I will again buy this again, but I'm going to try the Laguna one next. My obsession going into overload. This one I've got is the NYC Sun to Sun bronzer. Don't like it. Don't. So basically it's like an orangish kind of colour and a yellowy one. The orangish one makes me look like I've been tangoed. Don't like it. And the yellowy one doesn't really show up much. Nah, can't even swatch it. Rubbish. Next one is a blush, a powder blush, a Frost, from the new To The Beach collection by MAC, which is called Getaway Bronze. Love this colour. Love it. Here we go. It's a lovely warm bronze colour, basically. I love it. And I love Frost blushes anyway. I love satin ones, but I love Frost ones more. This one, don't know if I can call it a bronzer, because when you look at it, you're a bit like, eh. It is a face powder, and it came out with the Lilyland collection by MAC a couple of months ago. It's pearl matte powder, and it looks like that. Obviously the largest portion on it is the brown flower, but when I kind of swirl it all around on the brush and I apply it to my cheeks, it does look exactly like a bronzer. I'm not going to do it now because it's easier to do it with a brush than it is to show you like that, but I've done a video on it before, so if you want to have a look at that one, then you can have a look and see what the swatch is like. Next one is another Gosh product, which is a multicolour blush in Bronze Pie. And it looks like that. It looks very pretty, like a colour wheel. It's got various different types of golds and yellowy golds and browns and a greenish, like an olive colour. And it is very, very shimmery. You see that? Right at the bottom. It is very, very shimmery. I've got a pink version of this as well. I love this. I love using this again over blushes. It does give a very decent amount of pigmentation as well. It's not something that I would necessarily use as a highlight because the colour is too strong and it would overpower any kind of blush that you would be wearing with it. So I like to use that on its own. I've got a couple of mineralised skin finishes by MAC. Now this one is really, really strong. It's called Global Glow. I can't remember what MAC collection it came out with, and I'm going to have difficulty showing it to you because it broke. It broke when I went to Portugal on the friggin' plane. Look, it's in pieces. It's upsetting, and it's really difficult to use it when, oh my god, I'm wearing a white t-shirt and it's gone all over my t-shirt. Alright, I've had to change the light because the sun just went down. Okay. That's Global Glow. I love this colour. Be very careful because obviously it's in little pieces. Next one is called Warm Blend, which came out with the Colourcraft. Was it Colourcraft collection last year? Looks like that. Various different types of colours. I love this colour. And finally, is Comfort, which came out with the Warm and Cozy collection at the end of last year. Looks like that. Now, all three of these ones, I'm not going to show you swatches because they are basically, I use them as bronzers. I don't use them as highlighters because they are all three, I find, very, very pigmented. I think that is it. So, that is my current beauty obsession for the moment. Followed closely by foundations, which I've got a heap of. Maybe I'll do another video on those soon. Oh, I got my hair done. It's a mess because it's really windy outside. I got my hair highlighted again. I always have it highlighted, but the roots had gone kind of huge, and the guy cut off a couple of inches because it was getting way too long, and it's still a bit curly, a little bit. So yeah. Anyway, let me know what your obsessions are. See you later. Bye.